Shit, y'all remember when Taemin and Jimin ended up in a dating scandal?
Oh, because how
they be
fans ship the idols and then they just create such issues.
It's called the padding because one of the members gifted everyone padded jackets, which are highly expensive. Oh, I thought it was because they all had big ass lips.
Ah, that's funny.
Wait, what happened?
There's the padding squad. It's Kai, Taemin, Jimin, and the other members.
Maybe they call them padding because they drive you crazy, and so you end up in a padded cell.
Oh gosh.
The padding squad.
Listen to them, and you're gonna end up in a hug me jacket.
A hug me jacket.
That's what it is.
Y'all never heard it called that?
No.
Definitely not. I understand why that is a thing, but I have never heard of it.
I heard it.
You made it sound acceptable. Like
that's why this movie is like, oh, we're in a hug me jacket.
So fucking.
It's a self-love jacket.
Yeah. My English teacher we were doing not To Kill a Mockingbird. It was fuck. What is it? It's a book that became a movie where Nurse Ratched is from. But what's the name of the book?
Where Nurse Ratched is from?
Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes.
One
flew over the cuckoo's nest. Thank you. We were reading this in English class, and so we had to like act out some lines. And so one of the lines was, we'll put you in a straitjacket. And so they were like, I want you guys to like, basically we had to like read the lines on the page to each other as if we're acting the scenes, just so we can like retain it for English class. And so one of my lines was, oh, well, if you don't want to, we'll put you in a healthy little hug me jacket. It was hilarious. I was just like,
I was saying, yeah, that's it. It was like it was around that time, high school English. I wasn't in the class.
We didn't read that.
I wasn't in the class that had to read it.
Good read.
But it was around that time where I heard of the term hug me jacket. And yep, it was.
I just remember reading Animal Farm.
Yeah. Animal Farm is worth reading.
And then we watched the movie.
I watched the movie.
I haven't seen the movie.
We had to read the book.
I
didn't.
Grapes of Wrath.
I didn't.
Grapes of Wrath is worth a read. If you
Grapes of Wrath is basically
read
anything by John Beck.
Yes.
Yeah, or John something Beck.
Grapes of Wrath was about what is it? What's the word? The industry of food, and how basically at the time in America they were making hot dogs out of everything, and they also had kids working in these factories. So a kid would lose his whole left hand, and it would be someone's hot dog. And so, like, before regulations came around, this dude had to make this book to be like, yo, y'all not see what's happening? Kids are like smoking cigarettes, dropping it into like the food. They're slicing off hands, and there's nothing being happening about it. Like, what the fuck? And I was just like, oh, this is terrible. Oh my god, what is happening?
There's a problem with it, Of Mice and Men.
Oh, Of Mice and Men.
That was one of my favorite.
That was a good book.
Did y'all watch? Cities were like,
yeah, Tales for sure.
Did y'all watch the movie too?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I watched the old
Lenny.
one.
Mice and Men.
And I'll take care of the rabbits.
Oh my god.
I didn't meet you.
Gotta take him out by the river and shoot him.
Wow.
That shit.
I'm glad we all read books and saw movies.
Everybody was like,
heart.
I was like, ooh.
Cause we read it.
I knew it was coming.
And
when I was reading it, and I'm like, he got to go, cause he's a problem.
Hey, it's Mel says happy birthday, and how was Fashion Week?
Thank you. It was intense. It was great. It wasn't intense for me. I mean, the energies were intense, but watching everybody go through their emotions and their interesting personalities was intense.
Apex Legends says they're doing Of Mice and Men in school.
What else? What was the other one?
And thank you.
Charles Dickens.
I watched Most Dangerous Game.
I didn't read it.
Oh, The Most Dangerous Game was that shit.
Yeah,
Yo,
that was
The
a
Most
great
Dangerous
movie.
Game was it.
damn, we ain't read a lot of
Crime
shit.
and Punishment?
I didn't do
Didn't
that.
read that on there.
See, it was really weird. I went from like
did
writing English to
Alfred Hitchcock one,
AP
too.
Advanced English.
Oh yeah.
Same.
So it was English 1 is where all my other friends were doing that, but I went from creative writing straight to advanced AP English.
Yeah, I was in honors because you do honors like 9th, 10th, and then you do AP like 11, 12. So I was in both, and so I didn't have a lot of a lot of that. It was a lot of busy work, learning all these fucking.
Like we got a new principal where he found out he got like an extra like $75 in funding or something like that for every kid that was in AP. So I ended up skipping a lot of like I never took chemistry. You know, they put me right into physics.
Damn.
So they're just
We
like,
didn't even have
there would be like,
physics.
if you remember from chemistry,
Yeah,
I'm like,
physics.
I didn't take chemistry. I don't know this formula. I'm gonna need for you to start from day one.
We only had advanced math
Faulkner.
classes in my school, in my high school. In the public school, they had AP stuff.
And
I was in
like,
AP Spanish.
Yeah, and AP English Lit. They were like, if you remember from English 1, I did not take English 1. I did not read any of these books.
That part.
I'm gonna start from day one. Why didn't ask the principal? Because I was in all regular classes, and then he put me in all AP classes and had me skip 2 years of high school regular classes to put me in AP
The
classes.
universe needed you to step up. So you
I
could
mean,
be
I
good.
understand that, but all the teachers were like, if you remember from, no the fuck I
Right,
don't.
exactly. So that puts you in a different position.
Don't know what you're talking about.
If I remember, I never experienced.
Right. So for English Lit, that was
Oh.
fine because, you know, I was a reader and a writer, so that was
I'm trying to
cool.
think
It
about
was
the books
just
that I
with
read.
physics. They'd be like, you remember from chemistry? Nope.
We didn't even have physics.
No. I don't know no formulas. I don't know no nothing. The
Physics,
last
chemistry,
anything that I had formulas in was algebra.
I don't.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna
Yeah,
help me in
chemistry
physics.
1 and 2.
I'm gonna need for you to break it down.
We had that too, but for us, it was just different types of science. So they allowed you to pick which. For biology, you could only have it in the first and second year, first or second
Interesting.
year. And then your junior year and senior year were physics or chemistry. Yeah, that's what you had. Yes. Yeah. It was so weird.
I think
That's
we had
what
like
it was.
biology 1,
Shoulda had.
biology 2, then chemistry 1 and chemistry 2.
See, and so my first year, so I had biology my first year, and then my second year we still had our old principal, so I had Earth Space Science. And then, well, actually no, because
Oh, I
I
think we
forgot
had
it was
another
because it was
science, too.
fall. It wasn't like a one whole year thing. So I had biology and Earth Space Science the first year, but then the second year is when we got the new principal. So we had apes, and then AP Environmental Science, and then he put me straight into
feel like there was
physics
something else.
because we only had to take 4 units of science. So junior and senior year we didn't have to take science courses.
Oh, wow. Shit, I took biology, chemistry, physics, astronomy, environmental science. Like I was in science. I loved science.
Oh yeah, we only had one science class a year. So
You know, I think that's what it was. Cause I was like, we didn't take a lot of. So
No,
we had
we had
like
one
we
a
didn't
year.
take a lot of science because we went to
technical
specialty
schools, yeah.
So like my schedule, my best schedule was like my 10th grade
technically I wasn't
year,
in specialty.
where we had like
That's
two.
why.
We had A block and B block, and we switched throughout those throughout the day.
Oh, yeah.
Where literally on both days it was core class. Computer class, core class, computer class, B day, core class, computer class. So every other class I was taking, I was just doing like graphic design, ad design, working with like app like Photoshop, anything on like a computer course. So, God, my 10th grade year was
I
my
think that's why
favorite
we had
fucking
the most basic of classes, because we would only have it 1 week, and then 1 week of trade, 1 week, and then 1 week of trade.
Right.
So we just needed, because, so the thing back home, I don't know if this was a thing that people would talk about, but the thing back home, people would always say, if you don't want to go to college, go to a vocational school, which
Right.
is what we did. So because you leave that high school with certification to get you already started with a full career in whatever trade. So they understood we didn't need all them damn classes, because we were already gonna leave with certification and everything.
Right.
So for me in particular, like I said, so what we had regular basic classes, right? Except math classes, it wouldn't be like, except we did have, no, it wouldn't be like advanced algebra, advanced anything, it wouldn't really be that way. I think we had advanced geometry, which I was in, hated that class.
Geometry fucking sucks.
Right, I'm like, I didn't even go to a first geometry,
Easy.
but
Cosine,
I just didn't
angles?
like it.
Shapes.
I
Sine,
just,
cosine,
yeah,
that's
I'm just about,
calculus.
You're using the
I'm just
geometry
about
as well.
numbers,
I didn't
so
use
just
geometry.
caring
you
about
like
that
it.
was not a thing. But Yeah, we only had the advanced math classes.
I didn't want to remember all those
and then
fucking
even with that, we had engineering as a whole separate. Like, you didn't go to regular classes. You had engineering for that 1 week of academics. That's all. And I almost did that. I got asked to be in it, but then when I realized I wasn't going to have gym, I was like, no. I love gym.
I want to know what high school you went to.
Huh? What high school did I go to? Oh, Blue Hills Regional Vocational Technical High School.
And I went to Frank H. Peterson School of Academies in Jacksonville, Florida.
It don't matter because our mom was a regular ass, dick-ass.
So we had like, communications, cosmetology, aviation, automotive, culinary.
Ours was called foods.
I hate it.
One and two.
I went to Bayside High School, but I was in the Health Sciences Academy, so technically I was in a specialty school as well. That's why I got to take classes like physiology, pathophysiology,
A&P.
Well, yeah. See, I did that in my trade, but not in classes. That's the thing. Yeah.
Well, technically, it was like our academy made sure that your classes would be in, I guess, the future trade that you were trying to be in. So for us, like, because I lived, let's say I would live like by USC, but go to school in East Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? It's because the academy, as long as you live within the city, a bus will come pick you up. In a sense.
Yeah, that's what was.
Yeah, that was our tech high school that we had.
Oh, we have an O'Brien High School too.
Oh no, it's not called O'Brien.
Oh.
It's called Highland Tech.
But it's not O'Brien, but we have an O'Brien High School. That's a tech school in Boston.
And we had I forgot.
But what was I gonna say?
Shit, no, I gotta look in my AP classes. We got a syllabus for the year. Like we knew like what you're gonna be studying this. We've got a yearly syllabus. Like, until you're out of that class, you know what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it. And she drops it on your.
Yeah, they would give us, the counselors, they would give us a book, and they would say, you need these particular kind of courses, kind of like what Miss Otia had put up. You need to have this many science courses, this many math courses, this many English courses, and you can choose whichever one you wanted to take for the semester, as long as they didn't have like prereqs. Like you couldn't just take English too, you couldn't just like take statistics. You had to take, the prereqs for that. So, but it got to a point to where a lot of the times your counselor would create
so that's where
your
you go?
schedule for you based off of like where they felt you were academically.
Oh, I don't like that.
So if you didn't have to have, which is how I ended up having where I skipped 2 years of regular core courses and got put in a bunch of AP courses.
That's how I be though.
That's amazing. Both from Boston, and our birthdays are a day apart.
Wow.
That's fucking amazing.
Small world.
That's fucking amazing. I love that. My cousin actually went to that school.
What the hell?
What's cool about that school is they give you laptops for the year. Like for your school time when you're there. That's super dude.
Right, y'all deserve a
No nurses?
So do they still do that, Janae? If that's what, like, if that's, you said that's where you go. Do they still give students laptops? And then, so what I was saying earlier, like, having academics 1 week and then trade the next week. Yeah, like Malik had said, all of his classes were like that. Yeah, only because they didn't want you to not focus on like your regular classes. So you had your regular classes 1 week, you do your homework and all that good stuff.
Oh, no.
And then the next week you had all your trade classes. So for me, because I was in nursing assistant, it was all the A&P, it was like physiology, phlebotomy. Like basically when I left school, I had my EKG certification, I had my phlebotomy certification, I had my home health aide certification, and my CNA. That's what I left high school with.
Yeah.
So I could jump right into residency, I could jump right into anything.
Gotcha.
So that was the point of like, that's why they said anybody who goes to a vocational school, where I'm from, they don't need to go to college afterwards because they already got an actual career. And your senior year of high school, you didn't have to be in your school for trade anymore if you got a job off campus. Then you could go to work that job during that school week, and then you'll come back for academics the next week. Because that's the purpose of you going there. It was to be able to work a real job. coming from the school. So yeah,
Right.
we were very different.
Now knowing how the world works, that feels kind of limiting though, because it's like it don't give you the opportunity to do higher education, which is so you can get a bigger breadth of what's out there in a sense. Not that it's a bad thing. You have your trade, you can do what you do. You're skilled. You know what I'm saying? And this is a very important and necessary job. But it's like, dang, that kind of sucks. Like, not that everyone
Wait,
needs to go to college.
what do you mean there's no opportunity for higher education?
Well, it feels like
I went to college after high school.
Well, yeah.
So I'm like,
No,
what
but
do
I'm
you
saying,
mean?
but the way they push you, according to what you say, the way they push you is to push you from high school right into your job in a sense.
Yeah, it's so that you're prepared. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get the preparation, but I'm just like the
Yeah.
mentality of like you should still go to college though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like you can, but you
Well,
have
it
the
depends
skills
on
to
what
start.
you want to do.
Right.
That's why I'm like, for the people, because there's plenty of people in my graduating class that still went to college because they didn't want to stay as a CNA. But it prepared them already where they could work as a CNA
Well,
and going to
for the
yeah.
RNA.
Right,
So
right.
like they skipped 2 to 3 years of schooling
That's
because they already
because they
did
already
that.
have the
They got the training,
certification. So they
yeah.
don't have to, they can go right into residency for CNA, get the money and all that stuff, and
Right.
still go to school. Like I know so many of the girls that were in my graduating class that are like registered nurses,
Nice.
that are like working towards being an actual doctor for whatever they want to do. So it's like, yes, it's for people who are completely content with whatever they have, like construction workers. You want to do construction, you
Right.
got it. Like
Right,
you don't
right.
really need a higher education unless you
Right.
want to start your own company and you
Business,
want to do
right.
business, which some have done. Or the thing is, what also helps too is when we have the co-op, which is when during your trade week you can go and work. That tends to happen with the places we go to. So we would go out and volunteer our time as 16, 17, 18-year-olds on Thursdays and Fridays. We would go work at nursing homes, assisted living centers, emergency rooms,
Gotcha.
full hospitals, and get put in different things. Like one of the things I did was because I was the only person that could deal with it because I'm nasty, is day surgery. I spent
nice.
days in day surgery, and I got to watch day surgery happen
cool.
because I wanted to be an ER trauma surgeon. And that's
Beautiful.
exactly like, so they were like, well, we have the opportunity to put somebody in day surgery. I'm not going to ask. Annalisa, do you want to do, oh shit, y'all know my name now.
They wouldn't have.
Person, do you want to do it? Because I know you like blood and like, you've hurt yourself a bunch and you watched yourself get sewn up and all that stuff. And it was like, yeah, I would love to.
I thought that statement was a part of the story.
Right.
No.
Not them like, oh.
I said it without thinking. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Yeah.
It's
Semi-secret.
It's still over their heads. It's
It's okay. I'm like, okay. But yeah, so, yeah, some of the trades you didn't need to do anything, but what's cool is you'll build a relationship with the companies that you co-opt for, and then you can kind of just go right in and move up from there. So that also helped, yeah. Be like, oh, I've worked with them. They, they volunteered when they were in high school. They're great, all that stuff. Like, they already
So-
know the ropes.
By the end of this conversation, I want you guys to know that we started with books.
Oh, yeah,
Read.
see? This is what we do.
This is what we do. We start somewhere and go somewhere better. So read books.
Read
Alright?
books.
Don't forget.
This
Seriously,
is where
read
it goes.
books.
Oh yeah, we was all up in English class.
I thought about it. I was like, how
Of
do
mice
we
and men.
get? How do we get? And I was just like, oh, books.
books and then English
Classes.
class,
But
who
and then
brought up the
classes,
books?
and then- yeah.
Was it you? I feel like it was you.
Yes.
But from why now?
I think it might have been something
the chat
in there.
and the chat.
I want to not look at the chat. I want to.
No, it's okay.
I want to sift my brain. How did I get here? Books.
Well, one of the first
What's in
books
there?
we were talking about was before Grapes of Wrath.
Flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yes, because
That's
was,
why.
The
hug me
hug
jacket. Yes. Yes. We brought it back. It's like an acid trip. We brought it back. The hug
how
me
did
jacket.
we get to the hug me jacket?
We
Because-
were saying put you in a nice
That padded.
The padded. Yes. Padded. Yes.
And that's from Taman and
I
Kai.
was like, it has
Two men. It's two men. It started with two men.
Damn
Yes. It became
it.
two men, and then padding, and then the hug me jacket,
Jamie.
and then one flew over
One
the
flew
cuckoo's nest,
The
and then books,
And then classes.
and then classes.
And then careers.
And then careers.
And this is why
Wait,
you have
books,
to have
science classes,
neurodivergent
career.
friends.
Yes,
Who can keep up?
neurodivergent. Neurodivergent at work.
Because I I didn't even know some people can't like.
And we
when
go
you
to
tell
another
them a
conversation that's
story,
happening again?
They can't visualize.
See,
Oh,
this is-
sorry.
Okay, so next episode.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that is on camera.
Yes.
Fuck.
This needs to be. Can we cut this and be like a neurodivergence at work?
Neurodivergents at work. Like, this is why you should be here for the lives.
Right. Watch how our conversation just cuts from one thing to the next.
We started with K-pop, and then we ended with careers and being an RNA.
Wow. We are a weird house. But we all keep it together. It works.
We found where we came from. We found where we came from.
There we go. Found my way back out there. The prodigal son.
Finding how we got here.
It,
Well, we found it.
That's growth. That's growth.
Yeah.